Welcome to Shrouded Realities. Today we got a fun one, getting into our original logo, Old Bigfoot.
Old Biggie.
Talking about Bigfoot, sharing our wild experiences and stories and hypotheses.
Alex Jones was right.
Hypotheses.
Alex Jones was right, boys.
Was he?
That's all I'm saying.
Jonesy.
Tease it.
We've got different different levels we're going here. I'm going with real stories of people, including myself, with Bigfoot experiences.
Nope.
So y'all don't have Bigfoot experiences?
I don't have any Bigfoot.
I don't go outside. I play a lot of Call of Duty.
I was about to say, yeah. I'm definitely I'm an indoor boy.
Unless Bigfoot wants to do a 2-player, I ain't doing it.
That would be sweet.
Play video games with Bigfoot?
Yeah.
The only problem would be the stink. I've heard the stink's bad.
I mean, I stink pretty bad sometimes.
Hey, I do too. I'm
Yeah.
on Shrouded Realities, man.
That's
What do
right.
You don't think 90% of the people playing Dungeons and Dragons in their basement smell a little funny?
I mean, they got that musk.
They got that musk.
Oh, yeah. That Sasquatch stink.
Yep. I'm actually wearing Sasquatch deodorant
You
right
guys
now.
get some Dr. Squatch
It
kicking?
get
smells
some?
pretty good.
Yeah?
Hey,
Yeah, I like it.
that's how you know it's going to be a good episode. We got Dr. Squatch right
We
here.
need that sponsor.
That's the one.
We were just talking about that. Like we've run every sponsorship opportunity down the road because they either suck or trying to take too much money.
Let me
or
just
something.
waft it out for you guys.
That's right.
I'm not smelling your
It's-
armpits. I'm
okay.
sorry.
Squatch
Well, that's a
stink.
good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Ah,
it is.
That's what we're supposed to do.
And I have like acidic armpit sweat, so it's
There
like
you go.
bad. Bad.
How do you know that?
Because like depending on what
He
deodorant I
checks the
use,
pH levels.
How do you know?
you know how
what's
you
acidity
know
of
how
your
you wear a
armpits?
white shirt and if you sweat that turns yellow.
Yeah.
That's like your sweat is
You
bad.
got some lemon pits.
You got like it turns hard. Like you got
brother.
stuff coming
Like
out.
Crispies?
Yes.
Hey,
It's like you got like toxins coming out.
you sweat all your toxins out of your pits.
Yep.
If you would have told me on today's bingo board that
Yeah.
Connor was going to tell us about the pH of his pits, I would have not guessed that was going to get checked.
Which
today.
one?
Hey, I straight up in the last episode was talking about my mustache hair growing out of my nose. So I mean,
Curling back up in.
we are an open book here.
That's
So
right.
we don't care.
We're all married. All our secrets are exposed.
That's right.
Including the discharge from our armpits.
That's right. We don't care.
Nope.
Ugh, gross.
We're all human.
Let's get into Bigfoot.
Let's talk about
Why,
it.
Something that's not
let's
human.
get into why we haven't touched on this subject for 20. What are we on? This is episode 29 or 28?
Yes. The last one was 28, I think.
Oh, no.
What?
So we're going to do 30 today, too?
Yeah, we got 20.
Sweet.
Maybe. I don't know. Hey, we've done so many, I don't even know.
That's
Start
right. We
blowing
keep
it.
that.
Let me look.
We
let me
keep that
look.
train rolling, baby.
That's right.
Don't look back.
It's nonstop. The past is a past. We don't.
Yeah. We have been unburdened. What
By
has
what
been.
has
What
been.
has been.
That's right. Thankfully, we were unburdened by what has been.
We have been unburdened by what
Yes,
could
this
have
is
been.
episode 29.
29.
Yes.
Sweet. So why did we take 29 episodes to talk about the person that's on our logo?
So I think it's a little saturated, is one thing. It
Yeah.
is a saturated topic.
Yeah.
Everybody's on the Bigfoot thing.
And everybody's heard Bigfoot. Everybody's got an opinion on
Yeah.
Bigfoot.
And it's either you are or you aren't. You're kind of in that. I'm probably in a middle ground.
Me too.
Yeah.
I'm kind of in like a, why have we not found bones of Bigfoot
Mhm.
if Bigfoot's a Bigfoot?
I've
You
got,
know?
I've got theories.
Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
I've got theories.
I've got theories too.
Everybody's got theories, baby.
So I've always heard Bigfoot as the missing link. Has that been what y'all have heard?
Like-
evolution.
okay. Like
the
step behind us.
evolutionary missing link is between monkeys and us. There had to have been a Bigfoot,
Something in between.
something in between
A
to evolve
chimpanzee
to
and a
us.
Connor.
Yeah, exactly.
And what we know about Bigfoot, it's like, why did we get smaller?
Yeah, exactly. Which is weird.
Why can't I be an 8-foot freak?
Well, there was 8-foot freaks at one point.
Yeah, that's true.
There were giants.
There were giants in those days
Hey, so
and after.
this is kind of on topic, but I just want to, it's not, but it is a little bit. I kind of want to take a biblical conversation here.
I was going to go there. Yeah.
Jacob and Esau.
Okay.
Y'all know the story of
Ah.
Jacob and Esau.
He's a little hairy.
He was more than a little hairy. He was so hairy that Jacob went to his blind father,
Put a goat.
put goat fur on him. First of all, he said he
passed
smelled
for-
like him. And
Ooh,
he said he
I forgot about
smelled
that.
like him.
Yep.
And he felt like him.
So Esau had a little bit of a musk.
stunk,
Yep.
and he felt like goat fur.
Ooh, are you saying
How
Esau was
hairy?
Bigfoot?
No, I'm not. I want to back up.
I kind of feel
I
like
am
you're
just
getting
saying. All I'm saying
You
is
just give him
that
some
is
background.
weird. That
Yeah.
is weird to me that he was so hairy that he felt like goat fur.
And that was during the times of
Yeah,
large people,
large people,
giants.
giants, and
So you think he could have been a Nephilim?
so I don't. And the reason I say that is it's coming directly from Abraham, which would have been a pure bloodline.
Ah,
So,
you're right.
but that is
Father
one of
Abraham.
those that where I'm going. That is just strange enough that he was so
You
You have
hairy.
to take note of
I
that.
do
And
remember
stunk.
I do remember, as a kid hearing that Bible
I
story.
never really thought about it that way until I was listening to somebody was talking about Jacob and Esau, and I'm like, how hairy was this man, and how course was that hair to
Yeah.
think that goat fur would
Should
be
we
the
have-
same thing?
should have
Especially
AI
to
make an
trick his
image.
father.
Yeah,
No, we're not having AI make Esau. That's
I'm
a
just saying
horrible
to
idea.
see what it interprets it as.
Uh,
You know what I
it
mean?
I don't
looks like
trust it.
Sasquatch when it
Yeah.
comes out.
Yeah.
What did Esau? What did it? No, I'm not doing it.
Jacob was a pretty dirty dude during that time frame. I mean, he went and stole his brother's inheritance so he could, and he tricked his blind father to do it. That's pretty messed up.
Yeah.
But
I
anyway,
mean, you couldn't get away with it if you're that hairy. Just find the hairiest man in the land, and that's your guy.
like, I mean, that's hairy.
I
That's
didn't-
big time hairy.
I didn't think we was going Jacob and Esau today.
I did. Well, it was just one of those things I heard, and I'm like, how hairy was this man?
That's tie in.
It ties with
tie
Sasquatch
in.
just because this man, Sasquatch, would be covered in hair too. So
Yeah.
that's the only tie I've got. But
Yeah.
I'm not going to say that Esau was Sasquatch. Let's back up.
So do we want to start with like real stories and the validity of how real could it be? Like is like let's just do this. Let's do this. Where do you think? Do you think there's hairy dudes out there walking around in the woods right now?
Nope.
What you, Connor?
Like hairy, like supernatural dudes, or like hairy dudes named David.
We ain't going supernatural or real yet. Just
It's
if
hard
you
to-
were to take a
I
walk
c-
in the woods,
Yeah.
15 miles that way.
Yeah. If it's not
Do
a
you
dirty
think-
hippie, then no.
No, I think there could be. I still don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm on a pretty hard no on that one.
Yeah.
For
I think we would have found it.
yeah, we
7
wouldn't just be
years.
finding like, oh, this is a big footprint. I mean, there have been. Let's back up and say there has been stories of a Bigfoot throughout every culture.
Yep.
Most generations.
That's
There
where I was
has
about to
been-
go. Like
there
there's
has
no
been
physical
something.
evidence, but
except for
did
some
thousands of people over eons of time
have talked
make
about
all
it.
this up.
Native Americans, big into it. They're real big into that conversation. Lots of stories of the Bigfoot that came and helped them, the Bigfoot that destroyed their entire village.
Yeah.
I mean, there's all kinds of stories for that.
They also had
Locally.
stories about Nephilim. So do you think it's the same?
I think it could be, and that's where you start
Getting
diving into the spiritual side of things.
supernatural. Yeah.
Because if you're talking shapeshifter, they can present in whatever way they want to.
Yeah.
It can present as a Bigfoot, which would also indicate why you can't find bones and you can't find.
It just wisps away into the air.
Yeah. So I think all three of us have listened to the Blurry Creatures podcast.
Yeah.
It's kind of that's
That's
kind of their thing.
That's
is-
their realm.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yep. And
No pun intended.
their theory is that it's a spiritual being.
Yeah.
They've got stories from different. I've listened to a few of their episodes. They've got stories of people that think that it's a flesh and bone actual thing,
Mhm.
but most of those people come from like Indian descent, like Native American descent.
Yeah. Mhm.
But then there's also stories of them people seeing Bigfoots.
Yeah.
And then they'll literally disappear into a ball of light,
Which would be.
which would be a spiritual.
So that ball of light that it goes into, and I'm queuing up our next episode, A Touch.
Okay.
Do you think it's an interdimensional being at that point then?
I think it's like moving between timelines or something.
Yeah,
like
I mean,
that.
it could move
That's where I live.
into our 3D space.
Yep.
into maybe a 4D space.
Yep.
Probably not 2D space. That'd be kind of weird.
Give me a piece of paper.
But yeah, it'd be like.
Fold it up to the little
But
plane.
could it be dimension jumping?
Yeah.
So,
Or like
I
they're
don't
still
know.
here, but we can't see them type thing.
Yeah, I don't know.
So
Yeah.
I fall into I do fall into that realm where I think that that Bigfoot falls under the same subcategory of UFOs. What do you call them? Skinwalkers. Yeah,
Yeah.
Skinwalkers, Mothman, all that.
They're called cryptids.
But I kind of feel like I'm
Cryptids, yeah.
overstamping that. Like
I do too. It's
like anything that I can't explain, I'm throwing a fallen angel stamp on it. But
taxes into that bracket.
well,
taxes are a
Yeah.
definite source of evil.
yeah, absolutely.
Don't get me going on that. But yeah,
No, wait. Bigfoot is in the woods because he doesn't want to pay taxes. Okay.
that's
That's
actually
right.
smart.
He's smarter than the rest of us.
Dude,
Yep.
I've had that thought. Like
Us ape brain, like pay taxes.
Hey,
Don't
maybe-
go to jail.
Maybe if we went and lived in the woods long enough, all of our hair would grow and we would look like Bigfoot. We'd probably smell like him.
Our feet would be huge because they'd be swollen from
Yeah.
all of the
Walking
rocks.
around.
The rocks and the briars in our feet. Yeah.
So segue? Why is all Bigfoot's evidence like castings of footprints?
Yeah.
Right.
Like,
Well,
why is that the only
so I was
physical evidence
listening-
we can
Like
get?
no
To
doo doo, no like.
No bones,
hair.
no food, like scraps, no
Because they eat all of it. They bones and all.
no houses.
Yeah.
Well, they're
You
not
know?
going to live in it. Yeah. Why
Why
has
do they
nobody
sleep?
stumbled up on a sleeping Bigfoot
Yeah,
and been like, oh, take a picture of that?
yeah. Like you can find deer bedding area. You can find
Yeah.
where bears sleep. You can
Mhm.
find
All those things are real. Like you can go and physically touch it. The only explanation, if a Bigfoot is real to me, is that it was a spiritual being
Yep.
that presented itself to somebody probably looking for it.
okay.
Did y'all see on Fox News like yesterday?
So
people
my
were
story counters that, but we'll get into that in a second.
2 people dead finding or trying to search for Bigfoot. Happened literally like Christmas Eve.
Really?
They
Yeah.
fall off a cliff.
I don't know. I didn't read it. I just saw it's like what popped up on my timeline
Yeah.
of like Fox News, 2 people dead searching for Sasquatch.
What?
Yeah.
They got bonked in the head with
So
a rock.
I did watch a documentary last night. Just accidentally, my wife was watching it. Yeti.
Mhm.
There's a Russian. There's in the '60s there was a Russian thing that happened. Then these group of students, like college age students, went out looking for a Yeti,
Mhm.
and apparently the Russian government knew that there was a Yeti out there, and they were complicit and part of this endeavor, and they all got
Just to
slaughtered.
see what happens.
They all got wrecked.
Yeah.
What would you do? You saw this like ball of white barreling towards you.
Oh, it'd be terrifying.
Just
It'd be so scary.
it's all on fours until it's not.
Jeez.
Thing
I
just
would die
sucks
from
your
shock.
soul out.
Yeah.
Just sucks your soul straight out of your
Yeah.
body.
For you know it.
So, blurry creatures, of course, we're going to reference them a lot because they are a big source for
Mm-hmm.
this in general. I was listening to them earlier and they were talking about kind of the characteristics of a Bigfoot. They're going to be about 8 feet tall. They're going to be up to 25 times stronger than a human.
Okay.
So there are stories of like truck drivers driving around curves at 45 miles an hour and a Bigfoot's like keeping up with them. They like look
yeah.
out the window and there's a Bigfoot.
It's like Twilight Zone.
Dude, could you imagine you're just driving a big 18-wheeler and you
Like,
look.
No,
and
I don't have
there's
$20.
Yeah, some dude just right.
just some big, hairy, stinky man just like running beside you, keeping pace.
Yeah.
That'd be terrifying.
Yeah.
Truck drivers, I mean, are y'all out there just seeing Bigfoots everywhere? If so, please let us know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
I want to know about it. I want to hear your story about how keeping up with
but
you
if
while
your
you're
story
running.
starts with, well, I started smoking this
Yeah,
stuff.
if you start there, I'm out. You've lost me. I don't want to know about it.
Yep.
Yeah, I didn't. When I threw out on social media for some Bigfoot stories, I didn't expect to get any response other than people laughing at us for being idiots.
Sure.
I got some surprising responses.
Really?
My great aunt, this is one of those, I know somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody, but my
Sure.
great aunt's husband's sister was part of the crew Yep. So my grandma's sister, her husband, his sister.
Twice removed.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
Twice removed.
and that's accurate. His sister was part of the crew that went to Yosemite after the volcano. She was like part of the first crew that went in, and they went in to replant trees.
Sure.
And they found multiple Bigfoot prints in the ash in the stuff.
So that was also something I was getting at, is some of these footprints and the castings of these footprints, they're talking about how there is basically a hinge where our arch would be in our foot on a Bigfoot.
Oh yeah, these are flat.
No, they were flat, is what you were saying?
Well, that's what I've seen, is like all the Bigfoot prints they don't have that arch that we have.
It's not an arch. It's like a hinge that they can separate out when they're walking. So when it's flat, it would be flat. But if they're trying to climb a rock or something, it would kind of arch over and grab
Like a
and
monkey
move.
foot.
Okay.
But a lot of these castings even have
Monkey foot.
lines like you would have in your handprint. You know,
Yeah.
you got lines in your hand.
Mm-hmm.
It would have those lines and everything in these castings indicating the lines that would be in their foot. So, I mean, that's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it would take a lot of work for somebody to go fake that.
Yeah, they say that there are fake footprints, Bigfoot
sure.
footprints, but there are some that it's like almost impossible to fake.
Yeah,
Do you think
struggle with that some.
I do too.
Yeah.
Do you think
Understand.
the people who are actually like hardcore looking for Bigfoot, do you think they would be relieved to actually find one, or do they enjoy the hunt more?
That's a good question.
Like
Is
if they
it
caught
the
one,
hunt?
yeah,
Is it the hunt? It's like that anticipation.
Because what happens after you find Bigfoot? Like that's your whole life's work.
Yeah.
It's
It's like, oh, we did it. Now what do we do?
yeah. Find another one.
Well, I'm sure they're probably looking at it like you'd probably be the richest person in the world if you captured a live Bigfoot.
Maybe.
Have y'all heard the story of the? So I
Or
think I
dead.
sent it to you, Joey. I sent it to the group chat, but it was this guy that he just tells Bigfoot stories, or cryptid stories and stuff like that.
Yep. He does what we do, what we're doing now, but just in bigger. Like he does it more
individual story setting.
Yeah.
And he's more in the
collect the
cryptid,
stories,
weird, UFO, that whole thing. Anyway, he was talking about, and somebody sent him a story in, that these people were in Alaska taking care of Bigfoots, multiple Bigfoots, and they've been
Bigfoot farm.
Like
they've
a family.
been like they're taking care of like a family of Bigfoots, and that they are not that there's things going to be released in like 2028 or something on these things.
I'll hold my
and
breath.
It's only
they're
3 years
gonna
away.
but these people say that they live with Bigfoot. I would love to see some kind of, they can't talk about it as far as like evidence because they would be enslaved. Like there's this whole list of things of why they can't do it.
Well, they're just holding humans. Like,
Yeah, it's just a
hostage.
human they've glued hair on.
just so they can, so they can get by the like. We got him. We can't tell you about him just
This
yet.
dude wears a size 13 shoe, man. He's a Bigfoot.
Yep.
But
He's got an accent.
So
there's weird stories like that from people that you can probably picture in your head.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like this kind of conversation, it comes from a certain type of person, and you know that it does.
Yep.
I questioned myself if I was going to even bring this up.
Okay.
Have you noticed? Have you noticed that there's a very specific demographic of people that live in this Bigfoot world,
Yeah, I have. That's
And
why I
they're
said
not-
what I said.
and they are not of color?
Yes.
It's always the
Dudes that look like me.
Yeah.
It's dudes with red hair,
Ponytails with like notches in them.
ponytails.
You
yeah.
find zero ethnicity in the Bigfoot
Yeah, that doesn't
community.
exist. There's zero ethnicity.
I may be
in
wrong
it.
about that, but I didn't see it.
Well, yeah, everybody I've
carries a
heard,
knife about this big on his waist.
Yeah.
If I ever come across one, I'm chopping his head clean off.
I'm gonna kill him.
I'm gonna kill him.
Yeah.
Put him on my wall.
I feel like it's okay for us to make fun of that because
Yeah.
we're that
Well,
demographic.
Yeah,
Because
we're a generation away from being that.
Yeah. I'm as white as copy paper, so I'm good.
Yep. Without the lines.
Exactly.
So that makes it interesting to me. Like I don't.
So-
Yeah.
I've taken a completely different approach than what everybody else has on
All right.
this. I have been living in they're building human spiner analogs world of Alex Jones.
So you're putting them together.
So he told
somebody's making
Build a bear.
build a foot.
there's some weird stuff on this, man. So they are.
You found evidence of this?
Yeah,
This
MIT.
isn't just your thoughts.
MIT came out about it. They have it. I've got an article we're going to share as a source. This is real crap. Yeah, no, they're doing it. So he is the.
If you bring Alex Jones into it, it's going to be
This dude, he's been
weird.
right about everything.
He's right, but it's weird. It's always weird.
Yeah.
He's bombastic. He's a little bit crazy.
I have reserved feelings about Alex Jones, about being controlled opposition, but that's a different day.
You think so? You think
maybe? I don't know. He just knows too many people up there.
This dude,
He name dropped some weird people.
You know what? There were some crazy people that were saying some weird stuff in Bible times too. And they ended up being right about most of that as well. So I'm not saying that he's a prophet, but I'm saying that he's saying some weird stuff.
Did.
But at the same time, he's doing some weird stuff, man.
So where does he tie with Bigfoot?
So I may be stretching a touch here, but they have been making human analogs with animals. They've been trying to crossbreed these things to produce. At this point, what they say they're trying to do is produce organs for humans.
Which is a noble deed.
Is it? It seems creepy as mess to me.
Yeah,
Right.
if I needed an ear.
But like here's the
It's a liver.
here's the moral thing, the moral question. It's like, at what point does the thing become human? When does it get right?
They're talking about they're scared.
Yeah.
Build all these different
They're
parts.
scared that it's going to have human traits when it's born. That's the whole ethics problem. Is they're like, oh yeah, this thing may be a pig walking on 2 feet.
Wait a minute. So it's not just parts.
No,
They're making things.
4 parts.
they're pushing into like pig embryos, human stem cells. There's like, bleh, here you go. And then this thing will come out. They've built stuff without like bones, like a pig without bones. So it just comes out as goop and organs. Yeah. They're doing weird stuff, man. In MIT has released research on this in 2016. They're like, oh yeah, we're doing that. So that sent me down a deeper rabbit hole.
Okay, so that sent you down the rabbit hole of thinking that maybe they accidentally made this giant ape monster thing, and it escaped the zoo.
They tried.
And it escaped the zoo. And
They tried.
It's like Man Bear Pig from South Park.
So here's the thing. I was like, okay, if they're doing this with pigs, so what they're doing is they're taking a pig embryo and they're going blep, human stem cells, and then they're putting it in livestock. They're just like, oh, okay, here, go put this in a cow. So you've got a pig, a cow, and a human just all breeding inside of this whatever.
Yeah.
So then it comes out and it's just goop of whatever it is.
Okay.
But they started in the 1920s building something they were calling a humanzee.
Stop.
No joke. A humanzee. So what they were doing is they were taking a human uterus, putting it inside of a chimp, and then artificially inseminating it with human
What?
reproductive juice.
Good job.
You like that?
Good job.
Repro juice.
Don't have to apologize to mom for that one.
Exactly. That's what it is. And trying to make a human chimpanzee mix.
What? To like make it a slave or something?
In China, they're doing it now.
Did you see there's a movie coming out?
You think pre-programming's real?
No
Because I
doubt.
do.
That's what I just popped in my head. They're trying to get us ready for this.
They've been doing it since the 20s.
Because they made the monkey dude all cool and he was singing songs.
Yeah.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
You seen it?
I seen the other trailer.
Yeah,
Hey,
it looks stupid.
They're trying.
It looks really
They're
stupid.
doing it
If Bob
right
Dylan was
now.
a monkey.
Yeah, it looked really stupid.
They're doing it right now. So the problem they ran into is that chromosomes are not the same. They're very similar, but they're not exact.
Yeah.
But
They're trying to fill in the gaps.
they're trying to fill in the gaps. They found out that an orangutan is the closest to us.
Which has red hair.
It does have red hair, which is
Easy.
also giant.
Don't offend him.
Hey, I've got red hair. It's just something. It's the burden it's the burden that I've been given. It is what it
He's
is.
hanging over here.
He's sitting right here.
That's right. So in China right now, they're pushing it like into their brains, human stem cells into monkey brains, trying to make them more intelligent.
I did see a monkey smoke
Did
a
they make
cigarette.
a movie
so-
about this that just went bad?
It doesn't. It never works out well.
Yeah.
So if you believe in pre-programming and what they're going to, just like in movies, they're going to show us something,
Yeah.
and get us like kind of used to the idea of
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
they're doing it now.
For an analogy, it's like that movie. I think it's called Pandemic. It came out. Look it up. I think it came out 2014.
Yeah.
It is the plot of COVID. Like the plot of COVID.
That's a whole other deep state conversation that we can have.
You're talking. I know which one you're talking about. Has all
Contagion.
Contagion.
Yeah. But if you believe that pre-programming is a
It
thing,
was dumb.
is dumb.
It's scary, like the C-19 thing. But yeah, it was such a dumb movie. This was like a I think a pre-programmed thing.
I mean, it literally said it was bat suit.
This is deep Hollywood.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this was the one that the monkey bit the guy.
No, this was a bat. The bat flew into the soup, and then the lady came back, and then everybody started dropping dead.
Yeah,
and they
you're
closing it out and everything.
Was she in Wuhan, China?
She was in China.
No way.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you got a cast list like Matt Damon, Jude Law, Kate Winslet, Lawrence Fishburne, Gwyneth Paltrow, some other chick I ain't ever heard of, Bryan Cranston, Elliot Gould, John Hawkes.
That's a really good cast
That's
list.
a ditty list right there.
Deep Hollywood right there.
Yeah.
And if you telling me they're just doing this to make a buck, nah, there's some pre-programming going on with this one.
I mean, but do we think that possibly what we're seeing is these scientific experiments
Go rogue.
go
Or
rogue?
are they just doing it on purpose?
If
like,
it
push 'em out?
wasn't, I really like where you're going here.
Yeah.
And I usually go there like with you.
I'll take a weird spot here, man.
But
I
there's a
told
lot.
you.
There's a lot of ancient stuff like that
Been
ties
doing
to
it.
this.
Yeah.
So, but okay.
Why? Let's back up then.
You
want to take the
We're probably
ancient
going to
stuff?
say the same thing together.
In the days of Noah,
Yep, there it is.
what were they doing to these things? They
Yep.
were messing with genetics.
Yep,
The fallen angels were what? Hybrids.
yep,
They were mixing their DNA with our DNA.
yep,
Just saying.
yep.
Just because they got a white coat on now, don't make
Yeah.
it any different.
Exactly.
Are you
It
calling
makes it
sci-
no
Are you
different.
saying scientists are demons now?
I'm not saying scientists are demons.
I'll,
Maybe
I'll,
the
I'll say it. I bet it's influenced.
I think that
I bet it's highly influenced by demonic forces.
I think that it is presented in a way that it sounds like a good thing.
Yep.
Just like we're going to make livers for people who can't get a transplant.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to do these things. And on the surface level, that sounds like the best thing ever. It's like,
Yeah.
we're going to have kidneys for people.
Nobody has to die to get this
Nobody
liver
has to
anymore.
die. You know, there's all of these things that come across as like a really good thing.
Yep.
But if you dig
It's
just a touch below
Trojan
the
horse.
surface.
It's always a Trojan horse.
So these people feel like they're doing something good. I don't think that the scientists are necessarily demonic.
Yeah.
It's just that they're like, oh, we're going to do this great thing for humanity, but you're messing with creation. You don't mess with creation.
Yeah.
Period.
yeah,
Didn't work out the first
It's
time.
never going to turn out well.
No.
Yeah, it's
In the days of Noah is all I'm saying.
And how do they get stem cells? I'm pretty sure they get it from the spines of fetuses.
Yes, they do.
baby cells.
So it's like this
You
circular.
got to kill something to
It's
take
like this
something.
circular
Yeah.
thing of like just
Yeah.
destroying.
Gross. This ties in a lot to what we're about to talk about next episode.
I know. It does.
It's just like it's like the smart people of this world.
I don't think that it's the people. I don't think that it is everybody involved. I think most people are really trying to do something good,
Yeah.
but there's somebody over the top.
Who's like
That's
who's
playing
got the
like-
money?
Yeah.
Who wants this certain thing researched?
Exactly.
And they get the smartest people who have the least amount of ethical or ethics.
And
or
it's
morals.
there's a level of separation I think involved in this too of
Yeah.
like you're working on this portion of this, you're working on this portion of this. So nobody really knows what's in the soup. They just know that they're all contributing to a soup.
Yeah.
Someone's doing the noodle, someone's doing the chicken. I mean,
Exactly.
that's just how it is.
I did. This has to be an original Bigfoot topic. Like nobody in
That's
Bigfoot,
where I'm taking it.
nobody in Bigfoot realm is talking about genetic modification.
That's where I am. That's the first thought I had was like, he's talking
do you
about
think-
human spider analogs. He's talking about humans and cows and humans and pigs.
So
So
have
let's
they ever done it with monkeys? Yep.
why not? Right?
Yeah.
let's put these two together. So you got the ancient side of it, stuff that's happened before.
Yep.
Modern technology.
Mhm.
So
I've got ties for the next
Yeah.
episode.
I've
got
I gotta hold on.
I can't go
I gotta
there.
slip
I'm
this
working
thought
this
in.
out.
I
Yeah.
gotta slip this thought in for the pre-programming thing. Let me
uh-huh.
throw this down here. Hulk.
That's what he was.
He
wasn't
ejects himself.
He becomes a
Turns
freak
into
monster.
this freak monster.
Hey, what were the Nazis trying to do?
Yeah.
They were trying to make a
Super
superhuman, super soldiers.
Saying that's even,
Ties to this too.
and that's like old history. That's not.
Mm-hmm. Well,
that's
this
not
was the
modern technology.
1920s. They were trying to make a humanity.
Really?
Yeah, this was in the 20s in Russia. Then they did it in China. And
And if like everybody's doing it,
National
how many are out
Institute-
there?
the National Institute of Health had to jump in and go, maybe not. Chill out.
Yeah.
There's just a pile of bodies behind these buildings.
Well, the National
You imagine
Institute.
the
Hold
dumpster
on,
of
let me
that
find
place.
the quote.
Yeah. Oh my
it just
god.
stank.
Just the leaking stuff coming out of that dumpster.
So
The guy had to clean that up.
Yeah.
I've got it underlined here. I got to find it, where they were talking about how they were worried that these things were going to become too human.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're like red, blue, boom.
Yeah.
You're out of here, sucker.
They do this kind of stuff to mice all
Oh,
the
they're
time
like-
anyway.
They're like, Dada. Do you imagine you make just the monstrosity and it's just like just like sliding on the ground?
the
It's like
arm coming
Here
out
we
of his
go.
forehead.
The effort to incubate organs in farm animals is ethically charged because it involves adding human cells to animal embryos in ways that could blur the lines between species. That's from the MIT. It could blur the line between species.
blurry creatures.
Yes. What?
The NIH, National Institute of Health, announced it would not support studies involving human-animal chimeras until it reviewed the scientific and social implications more closely.
Does it say when they said that?
2016.
See,
So
that's-
they could have come back and started ramping it back up.
MIT said, we don't care. We're doing it anyway.
MIT.
see this.
They're
So
like, don't give us funding. We're still doing
you
it.
don't have to be a smart person or even a conspiracy theorist or some moron like us to think that this is not a good idea.
Yeah.
Same thing with what
Yes.
we're going to talk about next
What if-
episode.
what if
Next episode we're talking about CERN, the
Yeah.
particle collider. So we double researched both of this. So we're tying these two together somehow. But why are these super smart physicists, geneticists?
They think they're doing good.
So here's
do they?
You
You go to work your first day. Hey, I'm a brand new
take the
geneticist.
stem cell out and put it in a.
pocket protector.
Yeah, I got my pocket. I'm going into work first day, Mom. See ya. I'm gonna go do some. I'm going to do some genetic research.
Kill him first.
Yeah, like so, there's got to be some check and balance of somebody going in and going, man, guys, that's not a good idea. Why are we putting a monkey heart in a pig fetus to make a pig man bear, like man bear pig? Why?
Here's
Here
my
we are.
thought. Here's my thought. So if they know there's a blurred line of morality with these things, what if the whole abortion thing is just a foot in the door? So when it gets to these semi-human things,
Mhm.
people won't care about them.
Yep.
If you don't care about full human, like fuel
Wow.
human, you know what I mean? You won't
there-
care about these analog things.
There's abortions having to happen for this to even be a thing.
right. So they
So
have to
there's
keep
already
they have
my
to,
moral line is gone.
yeah.
Like you've crossed it. Period.
Stop.
Yeah. They have to have the supply for the demand.
Yeah. And that's why they're going. Man, I didn't think we were going to end up here. Anyway, that's why. That's why we've ended up with all of these human fetuses being
Yeah.
sold to all of these research facilities,
Wow.
and they're holding on to all of these different body parts from aborted
If you
fetuses.
look this up, I think it was in the 70s or 80s. It was a shipping container full of babies.
Yes.
no.
Yes. I don't know where it was going, but there was a shipping container full of babies. Like tens of thousands of them.
Hey,
Los Angeles fetus disposal scandal, 1982.
disposal. Sure.
16,000 aborted fetuses being improperly stored in California.
Of all places. But I'm just dropping that.
Yeah.
We don't get too deep into it. I just wanted to drop that. Like, they have the means.
I'm gonna read one more quote from this, and then we can move past it. We need to
Take a break.
plug and do the thing.
And I've got stories I got to share from
Yeah.
people, from our listeners.
So
Let's do it.
by modifying genes, scientists can now easily change the DNA in pig or sheep embryos So they are genetically incapable of forming specific tissue. So their natural tissues, they're not able to form that by them messing with the DNA.
Yeah.
Then by adding stem cells from a person, they hope the human stem cells will take over the job of forming the missing organ.
Hope.
Which could then be harvested from animals for use in a transplant operation. That's what they're saying they're doing.
That's what their purpose is.
Yes.
Maybe
the fact that they can go change DNA.
Yeah.
Right.
They're already doing that for humans. I don't know if y'all know that. They're doing that on humans to pick what sex it's going to be.
Yeah. Yeah, they're calling it designer genetics.
Yeah. That's gross.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'll leave y'all with that. That's my
character over here.
That's my contribution to this episode.
I did not
You're
think
welcome.
that this episode about Bigfoot was going to go to genetic modification.
I went to a weird spot. I'm sorry.
You warned me. You said you would.
I said it's going to get weird, guys.
I appreciate the warning.
So you think that the Bigfoots now are different from the Bigfoots then?
I think if you're messing with genetics
right
back then, maybe it's not as scientific back then.
Yeah.
Maybe it was. But
maybe it was more primal,
I'm still in the spiritual realm.
I think if they were trying to mess with human DNA and human creation at one point in history, why would they not try to do the same thing today?
Yeah.
It's just in a different cloak.
Just in a different way.
Different jacket, different.
Yeah.
They were.
Yeah,
we're doing a clipboard.
It's for good. We're doing it to. They're still teaching different technologies.
I might have to go back and think on this one more.
Yeah.
I didn't think I was going to have to think that hard about Bigfoot, but appreciate that.
Yeah.
ShroudedRealities.com is where you go to see our logo.
Yeah.
And our new logo.
That's right.
Got a cool new logo.
I dig it.
What do you think about your picture, Connor?
No comment.
No comment.
You love it.
I mean, I'm okay with it.
That was.
Connor said he looked like a terrorist with a tinfoil hat instead of a turban.
Yeah. You kind of got that terrorist look. It's all right.
No, I don't know what to think about that.
We need to get our new logo on the website.
Yeah.
I need to get that implemented.
We need to put that on a shirt.
Yeah.
That is definitely going on a shirt.
That's a good shirt
that I will
design.
wear proudly.
I will too.
Yeah.
Well, it may just be for us.
We need to get it a little bit more refined so it's not like just a box put on a shirt. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I want a graphic shirt.
I do too.
That's something, we could give to a, what was that website called? We could hire somebody.
Oh, yeah. I know
Just give them that, but like figure it out.
Do something with it.
Yep. I'd wear that.
We need a dog pig man too, as he said earlier.
Dog pig man avoiding copyright over here.
You think it was Ron that drew this for us?
Matt.
You think it could get us a man bear pig?
I think you could do a man bear pig.
Genetically modified Bigfoot.
Just like right here on the a man bear pig.
Like Bigfoot head, robot legs.
Yeah, that's right.
That would be sweet. Go check out all our social media.
Yep.
We're on Twitter now. We're not contributing yet. We're still working on.
I want to be careful because I will lose my mind on.
I feel like Twitter's. Yeah. I mean, I say Twitter. Dang it, X. I feel like X is the place to do that, though.
We'll lose your head.
Yeah,
you can do that there.
If Elon Musk, the richest, most powerful man in the world, can go in there and just say whatever the crap comes in his mind, I feel like we'd be okay.
Yeah, I'm about $400 billion less rich than him. So
yeah, just a little bit.
Just a little bit. I actually still have to work.
If we put all of our money together,
about $8,
we're still nowhere close.
We can get a quesadilla at Taco Bell.
That's right, and split it,
which is expensive now.
That's what I'm saying.
I went to Taco Bell the other day. Took a kid by, and he said, "I'm gonna get 3 burritos." I'm like, "Okay, cool, 3 burritos."
$9.
Nope.
Well,
22.
Nope.
34.
$25 for three beef cheese burritos and a Coke.
Hey, let me tell you what, I used to live off of those, and they were like on the 89-cent
yes
menu.
I thought these fast food restaurants were supposed to be like the hope of like low class America.
They're not.
You know what I mean?
Not anymore.
Now it'll kill you, give you all kinds of sicknesses.
It used to be like,
diseases.
We only have $8 to feed the whole family.
Feed the whole family on it. Yeah.
YouTube. That's where we need to be. we've got Connor's throwing me off over here. He's over here talking to me, doing things. He's throwing me off.
He's got to take a real break.
I'm gonna do my best stare at the camera here.
You're gonna talk about stickers while you stare at the camera?
Maybe we'll get there. We'll get there. Let's not push it. But YouTube, we've got a YouTube. We've got video.
Yep.
As you know, because
we're
I'm staring.
It in too.
Yeah, we're dialing it in. We're right there. But go on there, hit the subscribe button,
please.
What does it do? What are you gonna lose by clicking that little subscribe button?
Yeah, so easy.
You're not gonna lose anything. You're gonna gain knowledge.
You are.
You're gonna hear things about man bear pigs. Where are you getting content like that? I'll tell you where. Here. That's it.
I feel like a lot of our episodes are very unoriginal content.
Yeah.
Like we're just regurgitating stuff that everybody else has already put out.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody else in the world is putting out that man bear pig being genetically modified in a lab somewhere might possibly be Bigfoot.
Could be Bigfoot. Nobody is.
Nobody else.
Yeah. So that's worth a subscribe, I think.
100%.
It really is. We got a Patreon.
Yep.
We've got a website.
Yep.
We got merch.
Patreon's super helpful for us.
It is.
We have zero sponsors. We're bankrolling all this ourselves. We're trying to put up high quality content on our very low budget that we have. A little very.
I don't know if anybody knows this. This is as low budget as you can get.
Very low budget, but we're trying to make it.
We're trying to make it the best quality we can on $8.
Yeah, $8. We're going back to 1990 Taco Bell, not today's Taco Bell.
Yeah, we're sharing a soft taco a piece.
But if you could help us out on Patreon, $2 a month gets you early access to shows.
Yeah.
We throw stuff on there before we put it out on YouTube and Spotify and every other platform that we're on. And it gets you direct access to us through a chat board. And it just helps you boys out, which is the main thing.
And I want to issue a challenge. Everyone, go tell somebody about it. Go have a conversation.
Because we cannot depend on the algorithm.
The algorithm is so weird. I don't understand it.
Nuns.
We're idiots. We tell you that from the get-go.
Yep.
But at the same time, we want you to go have conversations with others about what we're talking about. They're going to look at you like you're crazy.
But it'll bring up a fun story.
It's a fun story. Go talk to them about man bear pigs.
That it could possibly be Bigfoot.
It could be Bigfoot. We don't know. We're just throwing it out there. It's possible. They're putting human stem cells in things.
Yep.
Why couldn't it be a Bigfoot? They say it's the missing link.
Welcome back, Connor. We're back to talking about man bear pig being Bigfoot. Man bear pigs.
Man bear pigs.
Yep.
But anyway,
let's share some real stories.
Some real stories.
Okay, so I put it out on social media. Give me your Bigfoot stories. Didn't think I'd get anything but a snicker. Had people reach out to me. I've got my own story. Should I tell my own story first or last?
Let's give your personal experience.
Okay, so I do have a real Bigfoot story, and I did confirm this real Bigfoot story because it happened 9 years ago, and I didn't know if I made it up in my head or not. So me and 3 other buddies was going camping in the woods, deep in the woods, 3 or 4 mile hike in an already secluded area into the woods. We was going to camp overnight, have a good time, drink some beers, and smoke some. None of that. And
some what? You can't leave it on that.
Hot dogs.
Smoke some. I wouldn't have said that either.
S'mores. No, that's why I stopped saying it. That's why I stopped saying it.
Some dogs with the boys.
I realized as I was saying the words that you guys were going to take it to a really weird place, so I tried to stop myself, but it was too late.
We go out to the woods with my boys. We're going to smoke weenies.
Play with weenies.
Get drunk. You know what happens when you get a bunch of dudes drunk together.
Anyway. I may have already been. I'll get back to the story. Anyway, I may have already been drinking. That doesn't matter because it was confirmed with another person. So if 2 drunk people,
it's
experience
equivalent.
The same thing.
It's equivalent to one.
She was cute, man. I promise.
So anyway, me and my buddy, we went in first. We hiked in separate because 2 other guys had to work. They was gonna come in a little bit later. So me and the first buddy, we went in earlier in the day so we can get the camp set up, get the firewood, all the good stuff. Anyway, we're sitting there waiting on the guys. Well, it gets pretty late in the night, and the guys hadn't showed up yet. We're getting a little worried about them.
Yeah.
We're out in the middle of nowhere, no cell phone signal, nothing. And it's just me and him, and we're contemplating in our buzzed state if we should hike out, go see if these guys got hurt or injured or something. We're just, we're like trying to figure out what to do next. So we're sitting there hanging out, talking about all the different options. And we hear, we're camped next to a creek. Trying to describe the creek, pretty kind of wide. I'd say about 7-8 foot wide, maybe a foot or two of water. Not a roaring river, not a babbling brook, but somewhere in between. And we hear a very distinct skadoosh. It was.
I love the skadoosh description.
It's relevant. It wasn't it was something fell in the water. It sounded like a big rock, like a not so much a boulder, but just not a pebble, not a rock,
90, 100-pound rock.
Yeah, like a heavy rock.
Okay.
Hit the water. You hear it. It makes a skadoosh, distinct skadoosh sound, and it hit rock on the bottom of the thing. So it's like skadoosh clack, like
Yeah.
It wasn't a limb that fell into the water, which you would think could happen. Like
sure,
it wouldn't be a skadoosh.
Something threw this rock into the water. There's no other way that a rock could have fell in that area into the water. There was no cliffs beside it. There was no, there's mountains, but it just kind of, it rolls into it. There was none of that. So when I remembered this story as we were prepping for this, I called my buddy. I said, "Hey, I just want to make sure I'm not crazy."
Yeah.
Remember when we went camping? He said, "Yeah, me and named the other two guys, and we heard Bigfoot throw a rock in the water." I was like, "Thank you. That's all I needed to hear." And
this was in the night, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. It was like 11 o'clock at night.
No guns on you?
We freaked out. Yeah, we had guns,
okay.
But yeah, that kept us from climbing the mountain. We were not leaving that fireside.
The boys ever show up?
They did show up a little bit later, and that was the thing. We thought that was them screwing with us. Like, hey, we're gonna sneak in late. They're gonna be freaking out.
They're gonna shoot us.
Throw this rock. They didn't do that. They actually came in like 30 minutes later, an hour later, after the skadoosh. And so the first thing we asked when they showed up was, "Hey, where y'all been? What?" They said, "No, man, they were out of breath. They were huffing down trying to get to us because they knew we would be worried about them." But only explanation is Bigfoot.
Yeah, that's the only thing it could be. So here's my problem with Bigfoot completely. Is every story is similar to this.
Bigfoot is the only explanation.
That's it. That's all it could be.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. That one's...
So, all right. Another visual, like this is a more credible.
Like ghost stories have more validity than that one.
No, come on, man. Like
what else?
I was waiting for like we saw glowing eyes and it was 8 feet high and it like I was waiting on that and you're like a rock fell in the water and it had to have been Bigfoot.
What else would have put a rock in the water?
Literally anything. I don't know. I mean,
Steve the method. I don't know.
Yeah.
There's no Steve the method.
You don't know that.
How deep in the woods were you?
We're way out there.
Was there any any other life that you saw? Like deers? I mean, a deer ain't got no rock.
What's a deer gonna? I mean, you're in the woods. So I guess animals.
Like, was it a common trail?
Yeah, it was a main trail.
Okay.
Yeah.
The main vein. Okay.
Yeah. All right. Look, maybe it was Bigfoot, but
we got Bama Bigfoot.
I gotta say. That's the least convincing Bigfoot story I've heard. Yeah.
All right. I thought I had
something. Thought he had us.
I thought I had something.
And then we heard us a good douche.
All right. Anyway.
I mean, I'm down to go hunting
This is why nobody shares their Bigfoot stories.
I know.
Even the Bigfoot stories that people did, they didn't put it on social media. Like, I got one, top.
I do have a website that we need to post. It's Bigfoot sightings since like really early.
Really?
Yeah. And you can go by state and click each state and see when it was reported, where it was reported, all kinds of stuff. So I've got that. We can throw in the sources. If y'all have seen Bigfoot, go on this website. Tell them what you saw. Put your story.
So should I put my little story in there?
Sure.
Or do you think they'll laugh
you
at
totally
me
should.
I was in the woods with a...
Did you see
It's just a cover up for your
infidelity. 11 o'clock at night with my buddy in the woods.
No, we're not in the tent.
We were smoking wieners.
No, there were brats.
Wasn't an Oscar.
Didn't expect this reaction.
Miller
on
time.
story.
Sorry.
Anyway,
You set it up, and I had to crack it out of the park,
I
Joey.
did. I appreciate you for that.
Yes.
You'll look back on this and be like, oh, that's a clip right there.
That's clippable.
Yeah, we're gonna make a short on this one for sure.
As a dude, you have to premise it like I'm talking about going in the woods with men.
I know. I didn't work that part
Deep
out
in
in my
the
head.
woods.
As it was coming out of my mouth, I was like, I shouldn't be talking about what we were eating.
You know, you could have said grilling hot dogs. There's other words you could have used other than smoking them.
Smoking and wieners. I did stop myself before wieners, but y'all put the two together.
Well, it sounded like you were about to say smoking a doobie or something, so I didn't know where you were
But
going.
smoking no dope.
Yeah.
Doobies, no, what was it? Booger sugar.
Yeah, no
None of
booger
that.
sugar, no Betty White.
No
You don't
Betty
smoke
White.
that, but yeah.
Anyway, another story. All
Give it
right.
to us.
This one happened 5 miles from where we're at right now.
Okay.
As the crow flies, if you was to just throw a rock that way 5 miles, you would.
Dadgum.
This is
Only
where this
Bigfoot can
happened.
do it.
Yeah.
Yep.
He can throw it right into some water around somebody.
Appreciate that. Tell that story for your entertainment. So he, another close friend of mine said he was in a canoe doing some fishing by himself, and he smelled something. Back to that stink thing.
That's a thing.
Smelled something and looks up, and on the bank is a full-grown one and a juvenile one. Like he's
Okay.
seen it with his eyes. Okay.
What were they doing?
He
Fishing?
was by himself.
Yeah, what were they doing?
Fly fishing?
He was by himself, so this is like
Sitting out there with a trout, just beating it against a rock. Just
I don't know what Bigfoot and Baby Bigfoot were doing, but
Bonding.
he said they did.
So is it Littlefoot and Bigfoot?
Littlefoot and Bigfoot. They did make eye contact, and and they like kind of froze, like, "Oh crap!" why
even the
are you
Bigfoot
here?
froze. It was like, oh,
yeah,
dang,
yeah.
human.
He said that they threw rocks at him. Not
Okay.
making that up.
Here
This
we
is
go.
what the story.
Yeah,
this is
you
what
made
he
sure to
said.
throw that in there.
No, that's what he told me. He said he threw rocks at him,
Like a
and
large rock.
It's a big one. When it hit the water, it went
it
skadoosh.
made us distinct
Yeah.
skadoosh sound.
Yeah.
We're not going to let that go
No.
the rest of this episode.
Sorry. And so anyway, they threw rocks at him and then took off into the woods, and of course, never seen him. What validated this a little bit? Two of his other buddies in the exact same area seen the exact same two Bigfoot.
Okay.
So they've got their own story.
So
Gotcha. So what are these things breeding with? Is there a mama Bigfoot out there? Or are they
Is
just
it a
are they asexual where they're just dropping eggs?
Bigfoot eggs?
that's what he heard. It was Bigfoot dropping an egg in the water.
Squatted.
They incubate.
Squatted in the
That's how
tree.
they incubate. It's in warm pools of water.
Yep.
So
I'm not telling you the story. Go ahead.
Here's
I'm
a
done.
thought. Here's a thought with the stinky comment.
Yeah.
Is it because they just smell? Or is it because here? Look, it's a serious thought. Is it just because they smell
You can't
bad?
say this serious thought while you're
Or
cracking up.
look. They say that demons smell like sulfur.
Yeah.
yeah.
Ah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm just dropping that. Or do you think they just
Take it
stink
back to
because
spiritual.
they don't have toilet paper and they just don't wipe?
That's probably a lot to do with it.
That can get a little sulfuric.
If,
So-
Just dropping that tidbit, just spelunking that on you. Skadoosh.
Skadoosh and Allen.
We need to make like comic book kapals or something, except it just says skadoosh.
Skadoosh. I could do that.
Yeah.
Skadoosh right there.
But yeah, that's my thought on that stinky butt.
That it could be
Stinky
demonic.
Butt Bigfoot.
Yeah.
That's the name of this episode is Stinky Butt Bigfoot.
We're calling you out.
Yeah.
If Don can
Wash your
clean
butt.
ducks, they can clean you.
I'm not saying anything else. Y'all just go on.
So let me go ahead and I'm gonna throw you a bone here, Joe. I was listening to Blurry Creatures. Sorry, everybody. We've all got the flu.
Yeah.
Anyway, Blurry Creatures, supposedly Bigfoots are very accurate with how they throw, and they're incredibly strong.
Really? Okay.
Yes. So them throwing things at people does tend to fall in line
Validate.
Yeah, validate. It does tend to validate the Bigfoot as described by most people that describe Bigfoot is throwing something.
Yep.
And to never hitting people necessarily, but to just kind of buzz by them is like
Scare 'em
stay away.
Yeah.
Like a giant toddler.
So that is the blurry creatures explanation. That is something that they do tend to do, is throw things
to scare them away,
to scare them off, to scare people off.
So that guy's story does line up with other stories.
It does. That does line up, and maybe it lines up with them throwing something in the water to scare you off.
Yeah, trying to get us out of their little area,
out of their little hut area.
Did y'all go Bigfoot looking like afterwards? Be like, hey, where did that?
No, we wasn't in the Bigfoot realm. Like we were not. And even then, like I think that even the next day we were over it. It was just like,
okay, it's just like, maybe
you're just driving home.
Yeah, we didn't have an explanation, so we didn't go digging for it.
I mean,
and at the time it happened, we thought it was our buddies.
You thought it was a buddy
screwing with us.
This is hindsight. You think maybe this could have been a Bigfoot. Looking back,
I'm saying it was.
Okay.
You're going all the way.
I tell you, what else would it? You still didn't give me a good reason why it could have been anything else.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, the other thing is another human, but why would you? I don't get it.
Yeah, I was giving you validation. I said that they throw things.
Appreciate that.
I made fun of you, so now I'll give you a little validation.
Yeah,
we had to poke holes at it.
Yeah, we did.
We had to beat it.
Would you expect anything else? Would you expect us
We're
to
being
not
fair and
poke holes
impartial?
I kind of thought y'all think I was cool for having that story. Didn't expect that reaction there.
Yeah,
but appreciate that anyway. But yeah, thanks.
You're welcome. Hey, I come in with crazy stories. You come in with crazy stories. That's just shrouded reality.
Yeah.
That's what we do here.
We got to keep you balanced. We can't let you just run off.
Nah.
Yeah, we can't let you run off.
I appreciate that.
Yeah,
I do appreciate that.
I'm talking about man bear pigs. So I mean, you think that people are not going to poke holes in this?
I didn't expect that.
It's going to be there.
I didn't expect that at all today. Hey. This was a fun episode.
It was.
I enjoyed this.
I'm actually surprised we waited so long, but it was actually enjoyable. I was dreading it, honestly.
Yeah. I was too. This was not the one that I was pumped for, but
I didn't think we could fill an hour.
We did.
But we did by far. And there was stuff I didn't even cover, like the Patterson Gimlin film and all that stuff. And
fake is
some
correct.
Stories.
I'll blow that one out. That's fake.
It didn't happen. Yeah, it's got a wild story in itself. Reach into that. But we might have to circle back to it.
We can come back to it.
Yeah, that's fine.
But glad we're back together. Connor, Steven, Ruby, the podcast dog, and Joey. Appreciate you listening.
Thanks, guys.